Now at 5, an American held captive by ISIS, confirmed dead. The question now is, how did Kayla Mueller lose her life?
ISIL, regardless of her cause of death, is responsible for it. This, after all, was the organization that was holding her against her will.
Tonight, coming to grips with the death of another American hostage. And unlike the deaths of Americans James Foley and Steven Sotloff, who was from here in Miami, there is no video of Kayla Mueller's death.
The Islamic State maintained she was killed in a Jordanian airstrike last week, but so far that is not being confirmed. CBS 4's Elliot Rodriguez here now with the day's developments. Elliot.
Well, Rick and Erica, the family of Kayla Mueller reportedly received an email from her captors that included a photograph said to be proof of her death. Her mother and father have not spoken publicly, but today we did hear from other family members who called her a brave young woman who cared more about others than she did for herself. Friends and family of Kayla Mueller shared the heartbreaking confirmation of her death, calling her a young woman willing to put herself in harm's way to offer relief to others.
What can we tell you about Kayla? Kayla was a combination of Marcia and Carl. She was generous, caring, compassionate like our sister Marcia. She was strong, driven, and passionate like our brother-in-law Carl. She had a quiet, calming presence. She was a free spirit, always standing up for those who were suffering and wanting to be their voice.
ISIS sent the family an email telling them Mueller was dead and included a picture as proof. The family said in a statement, Kayla was a compassionate and devoted humanitarian. She dedicated the whole of her young life to helping those in need of freedom, justice, and peace.
Kayla was a young woman who was willing to put herself in harm's way to try to offer that relief. She saw this as a way to honor the God that she worshipped.
ISIS captured Mueller in Syria in August 2013 while she was working for a humanitarian aid organization. Out of concern for her safety, her name was not made public until last week when ISIS claimed a Jordanian airstrike killed the 26-year-old. So far, the U.S. does not have anything to corroborate the claim.
The information that we have is that there is no evidence of civilians in the target area prior to the coalition strike taking place.
Kayla was my closest friend, my kindred spirit. I'm going to miss her more deeply than words can express.
But what was so extraordinary about Kayla is she did ordinary things to extraordinary measures.
President Obama issued a statement saying Kayla's compassion and dedication to assisting those in need shows us that even amongst unconscionable evil, the essential decency of humanity can live on. And the president said the U.S. will find and bring to justice the terrorists responsible for her death. And while the president has said he does not plan to deploy combat troops to fight ISIS, Republican leaders in Congress believe that option should be available. Elliot Rodriguez, CBS 4 News.
Elliot, thank you. And while we don't yet know the circumstances, we do know Kayla Mueller is the third American captive to die. James Foley was beheaded in August of last year. He had been captured by ISIS in August of 2012 while working as a journalist. Steven Sotloff, a journalist from here in Miami, was abducted by ISIS in August of 2013. Video of his beheading was released in September of last year, just weeks after his mother appealed directly to ISIS for his release. And look for more on the death of Kayla Mueller tonight on the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley. That's at 6:30 after CBS 4 News at 6.